they say the American people are apathetic. Look, let me ask you something. Would you feel the same way if I told you this is a Carson mask and I'm a guest host? Friday night. This is the Tonight Show, the 60-minute program that takes your mind off the election and gives you something else to be undecided about. Hello, Tom. How are you?
Very well.
You all know Tommy Newsom, the Tonight Show's answer to Patrick Lucy? I kid Tom, I shouldn't. He's had a very, very rough week. His wife left him just today for a marital aid. Well, today may be Halloween, but the real horror starts next Tuesday, right? I used to like go out Halloween night. The kids still do it. But I grew up in the Midwest. You know, you go out and you take a little paper bag. You're lucky if you got a Tootsie Roll or a couple of pennies or something like that. That's right, not nowadays. You ever live in Hollywood or Bel Air? You know what the kids do? They back up a Mercedes with their trunk open. There was a little panic on Capitol Hill today. A kid got dressed up as an Arab and went trick-or-treating in Congress. And he cleaned up, too. You know what the biggest selling mask is this year? A few years ago it was Nixon mask. Everybody's wearing Nixon, and then whoever's popular, the Coneheads, I think, from Saturday night. You know what the big seller is this year? The Samurai Warrior mask. Because of the popularity of the NBC series Shogun, the kids are putting on those Samurai Warrior masks, going out Halloween yelling, "Trick or pillowing." You remember that? Well, let's see. Let's talk about the election a little bit. We've only got, what, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and it'll all be over on Tuesday. Nobody will call it. None of the newspapers, none of the journalists or commentators. It is too close to call. Carter is running about even with Ronald Reagan, and the undecided vote is the crucial element. Wouldn't it be crazy if nobody won the election and the undecided held a victory party? They say this has been the most negative presidential campaign since 1948. When we think about it, we've come a long way from Truman and Dewey to Huey, Louie, and Dewey. You know what's occupying the front pages of all the newspapers? The three stories were about Howard Hughes' flying boat, Reagan, and Carter. Or as they call them, the spruce goose, the old turkey, and the lame duck. Have you noticed, though, that God's name has been invoked a lot in these elections, usually more than ever? It's interesting because what happens, the voters, you see, whenever they think of three candidates, they say, "Oh, God, we're in trouble." This will be our last Halloween night. This will be our last show before the election. And the past week, we have been conducting our own poll on The Tonight Show. I don't know if any of the polls are very scientific. All we have been asking our studio audience to do, which we will do in just a moment, is to ask you to applaud if the election were held today, or forget it, if you're going to the polls next Tuesday, whom you would vote for.
But just applause.
Just applause, no yelling or whistling, because then it's not a fair test. And as you can see in the bottom of your screen there, that is what they call what is the official name of that? It's not an applause meter, but...
An applause meter.
No, but there's an official name for that. Bob, what is it?
VU.
It's a VU. It's a video what?
Utilizer. Volume unit.
Volume unit. Shows you actually the volume. So we have 500 people here of rather diverse backgrounds, I assume, and ages, and pretty
Different parts of the country?
Fairly representative of the country. And I'm going to ask you in alphabetical order how you would vote for the candidates and also for the undecided. Now, just applaud for the person you really would vote for or you plan to vote for. All right, we'll start off in alphabetical order. How many would vote for John Anderson? Between 60 and 70, I guess. Now, how many would vote for President Carter? That's less than 60 on meter. How many would vote for Ronald Reagan? That's interesting. Now, it's happened that way every night this week.
Yeah.
Every night this week, now that's 2,000 people actually have taken, it'll be interesting to see Tuesday if this is official as some of the other...
Anderson's strength, that's amazing.
That's interesting. How many would vote are undecided? Okay. And our final one, how many of you would vote for this pumpkin? We're in trouble, folks. Wouldn't it be funny if pumpkin wins?
Yeah.
Do you pumpkin swear to uphold the... And we put the pumpkin in the car going to the inauguration?
Right.
Well, I believe that's somebody at the door.
Leave, I hear the doorbell.
Who could that be? Come in.
Would you debate
No,
me?
no, Mr. Anderson, I won't debate you. No, I'm sorry.
Would Ed debate me?
No, Ed can't debate you. Look, just take an apple or something. Have a happy Halloween. Nice of you to see you.
How about Doc?
No, Doc's not here.
I'll settle for Tommy
No, I'm
Newsom.
sorry, Mr. Anderson. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. So sad, door to door on Halloween. Well, when you don't have a big budget, that's what you do.